life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio. We're going to talk solar here coming up. Solar Bear CEO in the house, Blake Ambrester, in studio with us. We're going to talk about solar and all the benefits there as well. Before we do, quick shout out to Discovery Golf Cars, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show, discoverygolfcars.com. Check them out online. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives. Just by mentioning you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show, get extra incentives and discounts. Discoverygolfcars.com. Commercial use. We use it for our real estate business, door knocking out there in the community, recreational vehicles, Star EV, Cushman, and pre-owned as well. Check them out online, discoverygolfcars.com. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, we got a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. 7532 Yachtsman Drive, hot listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. This one's on the waterfront, access to the bay. We have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1632 square feet. This one's on a canal that leads out to the Gulf of Mexico. Brand new kitchen, granite countertops, top of the line stainless steel appliances. And this is a beautiful home. You have storm windows, hot tub, $8,000 glass double door entry on the room on the back. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay. Living room with a cozy fireplace as well. 7532 Yachtsman Drive in Hudson. One of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. 4501 Garnett Drive. This one's in Newport Richey. This is Gulf Harbors, Pasco County. Another waterfront home. Bring your boat. Access to the bay. You have 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2215 square feet. Canal frontage, oversized garage. You have a huge 15 by 30 family room. Beautiful large treed courtyard. Grand entry as well. Too many upgrades to mention here, but you do have amenities with the community. Waterfront clubhouse, heated pool, tennis courts, private community boat ramp, and plenty of parking. 4501 Garnett Drive, Newport Richey, Florida. You can see all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Blake, welcome in, man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, my pleasure. So you are a local business owner, entrepreneur, and we talk a lot about on the Consumer Quarterback Show about supporting the local economy by supporting local area business owners. And tell us a little bit about Solar Bear and how you got into the business.
Yeah, Solar Bear was founded in 2015. We started the business. It was just me, myself, and I. No website, no reviews, just knocking doors, trying to make a difference. And around 2018, I took on some partnership, and we've grown exponentially. We were number 14 on the Inc. 5000 last year. We have completed between 2018 and this year over 8,000 solar installations in the state of Florida. I have 2 incredible partners, Mark Tassoni and Adam Corsi, and it's been a wild ride. The solar has been a crazy market, up and down. There's a lot of skepticism out there, and our intention always is to bring the truth, the facts, show why solar is not a scam, and how it can truly benefit the homeowner for the long haul.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that story, starting off just door knocking, getting it going, man, the hustle. I love that. We still do that with our real estate team, door knocking, meeting neighbors, and you never know. You might find a seller, you might find a buyer, you have an investor that can pay off. I love that story. So Blake, what are some of the pushback? What's some of the pushback you get? I like to dispel the myths on this show. The consumer, I feel they need to be educated in a sense because they don't know what they don't know. But what are some of the common misnomers that you see around solar?
One of the biggest misconceptions is that solar is going to eliminate every bill for you throughout the year.
Okay.
And that becomes a problem when there's uneducated companies that are out there, trying to get into a get-rich-quick business.
Right.
And the biggest problem with that is that, it leaves the consumer with false expectations about what's going to take place.
Right.
What actually takes place is we take their previous 12 months power bills, so looking at their energy consumption, and we engineer a solar system to produce the same amount of energy that they used in the previous year.
Right.
Now, you have some months like June, July, and August where your bills are outrageous. In the spring and in the fall, they start to come down and they're more palatable. But because of that, in the summertime, generally, when you build out a solar system, the utility company will not allow you to build it larger than 115% of their actual usage.
Okay.
And they've done that because in the past, now at the end of each year, they're writing a check back to the consumer for their excess energy.
Okay.
So when a solar system is designed, we're building out what we call a net zero energy consumption. So if they were to measure what they paid for solar last or what they paid for their energy last year versus what they're paying for solar today, there is significant savings. And what we do is we finance, I would say 95% of our customers on a 25-year, 3.99% loan with a fixed payment. So it never goes up and never changes. And the payment is significantly lower than their power bill once was. So that they get instant savings. They get the protection against the rising cost of electricity.
Right.
Just last year alone, power companies in Florida, Duke, TECO, Florida Power and Light, with Withlacoochee, KUA, Orange County, their cost to us went up around 20%. When we build out a proposal, we're showing a very conservative 4% inflation per year. And even with that very conservative inflation, our customers on average are saving around $70,000 over the warranted life of the system. The solar systems are warranted for 25 years with a 30-year production guarantee by the manufacturer. These manufacturers that we do business with, we consider them tier one, top brands like a Nike or an Adidas would be. But on the solar side, they've been in business for 20 plus years. They have great customer service. They have incredible additional warranties and backings that we're able to purchase through them for our customers. Like, let's say if Solar Bear were to go out of business, all of our customers have a third-party insurance company that are going to take care of their service throughout the life of their loan.
Right.
So we keep the consumer protected.
Yeah, because I've seen that happen. I had one of my neighbors call me because I put 52 panels on my roof a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I want to talk to you off air and get maybe an audit or something if you do that.
Absolutely.
But just to figure out like, hey, where are we at? Because that company went out of business, and then lo and behold, the one that I used went out of business. So we'll discuss that. But I love that. So you have a 25-year warranty that's built in. You have a 3.99% loan, and you hit on a major point there. All of the different companies, the TECOs, the Withlacoochees, all those, they're going to increase every year because that's their tradition. They've been doing that every single year, haven't they?
Correct. They apply to the Public Service Commission for rate increases every year. Florida Power and Light, which is, Sarasota, the East Coast Port St. Lucie down to Miami-Dade, they have a plan to have a 65% rate increase by 2025.
Wow.
They have it's called the 30 by 30. They want to install 30 million solar panels, utility scale style, out in the fields, and then they want to take that sun-produced energy and then charge us a premium for it.
Yeah, to me that is one of the worst. I actually played a clip about with DeSantis allowing. I kind of I like DeSantis. I like what he did with our state, but he allowed what was it, 1,200 I think acres solar farms. Because there was a $23 million donation to his campaign. But, to me, that's not the right way for solar. Solar needs to be on people's roofs where it's, you're not really using that space anyways, right? So it goes on top of the roof. It's got to have the southwestern exposure, whatever exposure. But to take arable land that we could farm, land that we could have cattle on, chickens, land that we could build homes on, and put solar panels on it, to me, is a bad idea.
Yeah, Florida still being a regulated state, the utility companies have a lot of power. So At the end of 21, beginning of 22, they came out with the House Bill 741, which was basically the anti-net metering bill. Net metering is how the utility companies credit you for the solar that you produce.
Right.
That's how you get your credits. And they were essentially trying to eliminate net metering. So all of the future people who were, maybe not homeowners yet, who were thinking about solar, they would not have the opportunity. And the people who had already gotten solar were going to be grandfathered in with an escalator of their payments going up with the amount of credits they're going to get back from the utility company. And what I tell people is when you're going solar, you're essentially you go from renting your power to owning your power. Right. Someone who's renting a home, they pay their landlord every year, especially around these parts, Tampa, St. Petersburg, rents are going up every year.
Yep.
Same with the utility company. They have no control. If they don't like it, you can pack up your bags and move, right?
Yep.
When you purchase solar, now you own the power that is generated on your home, and when they raise their rates, you're not involved in that, right? Because you're producing all of your own energy. Now, if you start using more energy than you were in the past, maybe your kids move home from college, or you're taking care of an in-law that can't take care of themselves anymore, and there's just more energy being used, then you're going to start getting a bill again.
Right.
But you can always add more panels. It's plug and play. And the biggest thing is that the utility companies have a guaranteed 11% profit margin by the Public Service Commission.
Wow.
And what happens is they'll say, okay, we want a $4 billion increase. And the Public Service Commission will come back and say, no, we're not going to give you $4 billion, but we'll give you $2 billion, right? So you saw Duke take their their customer charge from $9 to $32. So even if you produce all of your own energy from solar, you're still paying a $32 power bill every single month.
Fee
a connection fee,
yeah.
customer charge.
Yeah, exactly. If you just joined us, folks, we're talking solar here with Blake Ambrester, CEO, founder of Solar Bear. Solar Bear, a local company right here in Tampa Bay. Talk about utilizing the photovoltaic energy from the sun, a plethora of energy available from the sun, harnessing it and owning your power versus paying these companies that are the traditional models. Talk to me about the rebates. I know they kind of scaled back over the last few years. They were a little bit better than they are now. Tax benefits and rebates.
Yeah, so the tax credit was 30%. Then it started to go down. It went to 26%. Then it was supposed to go to 22%. But then in the Inflation Reduction Act, which Biden pushed out, we'll not go down that path. But they bumped it back up to 30% all the way to 2032.
Okay.
So you get a 30% federal tax credit, and it is a tax credit. It's not a rebate. That's another misconception out there is that I get a 30% rebate back from the government. That's not the case. If you are on disability, if you're a veteran, if you're not paying taxes, you don't have anything to put a tax credit against. Right. So if you're a W-2 employee, your taxes are being paid out your weekly or biweekly paycheck. The tax credit will take first position, and you will get a check back. But say you're a business owner or 1099 and you write everything off, and let's say you owe the government $50,000 at the end of the year, and you've got a $20,000 tax credit. Now you'll only owe the government $30,000. So it goes against what you owe.
Right.
And that's a big common misconception in the industry.
Yeah, because a lot of people think it's actual cash back rebate, right?
Correct. Yeah. One of the cool things in the Inflation Reduction Act that I wanted to mention on your show was that in the past, nonprofits, 501c3s, were not able to use the benefits of the tax credit because they don't pay taxes. Now, nonprofits, churches, you name it, philanthropy organizations, they can go solar and they get a rebate. They get a 30% rebate, not a tax credit.
There you go.
So if you're a nonprofit and you're looking to take your brick and mortar expenses down, solar's an incredible way. The government's going to pay a big chunk of it for you. And there's also what they call MACR's bonus depreciation on the commercial side. So basically, let's say it's $1 million solar system. They're going to get a $300,000 rebate. And then the $700,000 can be bonus depreciated 80% year one.
Wow.
And the remaining 20%, you could do it the next year. You could stretch it out over 5 years.
Wow. That's really cool. That's strong. So residential and commercial for Solar Bear.
Yes, sir. Residential and commercial. And the biggest problem with the solar industry is that there's not a lot of regulation, right? You got to have a license. But there's not somebody coming in and making sure that your staff, that your sales reps, they all have the proper knowledge to go out there and regurgitate this information to empower the customer to make an educated buying decision. They're not able to do that, and therefore they create a bad experience for the customer.
Yeah.
Solar is as reliable as the sun. When it's done with the right contractor, and there's other contractors just like us that are great, and there's a lot of contractors out there that have just come here from California and New York. They don't know our market, and they create a lot of messes. One of the largest solar lenders is called GoodLeap, and we basically got contracted to go clean up 1,200 customers from a contractor called Modern Concept Solar. They're being sued by the Attorney General right now because they got funded all the money for the projects but never completed any of them.
Wow.
So we took on those 1,200 projects and got those people to the finish line, because at the end of the day, we want people to think positively about the solar industry.
Right.
We're here to serve. We're here to make a difference.
Yep.
What other investment can you make that is essentially guaranteed? If the sun comes up, you're going to get your money back, right?
Yeah.
That's the reality. It's paying for it. You're saving day one, month one, and that savings continues to grow because the cost of power continues to grow.
Right.
So if somebody 10 years ago could have locked in the price of gas,
right,
and they could invest in finance, hey, this is my finance fuel for the next 30 years. I want it to be $1.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
But I can finance it up front and keep that $1.50 a gallon. It's the same thing with solar.
Good point.
Right? Lower your bills up front today. Protect yourself against the rising cost of electricity.
Yeah, I like that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. More with Blake Ambrester, solarbear.com. Check him out online, solarbear.com, CEO and founder. I want to talk about battery, how do battery backups, how do you harness this? Are you able to go off the grid, so to speak, out some people out in the woods? I think there's a misconception there. More with Blake coming up here on the flip side. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes1, at CQB Show as well. And And please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're about to hit another milestone there, so we just need a few more subscribers. Brandon Rhymes Realty at YouTube. We'll be right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Blake Ambrester, solarbear.com. Check him out online. Number 14 on Inc. 5000's list. That's really cool accomplishments there. We're going to talk about battery backups, off-grid, offering free estimates as well. And before we do, I want to give a shout out to Bilmar Beach Resort, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the beautiful Bilmar Beach Resort on Treasure Island. Say hello to Clyde Smith. He's the general manager over there. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for special incentives, and book directly as well. BilmarBeachResort.com. BilmarBeachResort.com. Featuring our real estate properties on the program here. 15900 Oakcrest Circle is another one of our 60-plus listings. We're a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. And 15900 Oakcrest Circle, what I love about this location up in Brooksville is you get a lot more value for your dollar up there. You get larger lots, larger rooms, more square footage. 15900 Oakcrest Circle, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 3-car garage, generous sized living area, brick fireplace, sliding glass doors, and you also have a sprinkler system with a generator, propane generator, that's wired directly into the electrical system. Pretty cool feature to have on your real estate property there. All right, we also have 5930 River Road in Newport Richey. We just did a major price improvement. The owner is motivated on this waterfront property on the Cody River, 80 feet of frontage on the Cody River, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. You have 1964 square foot heated, over a half an acre of land on the waterfront on the river with access to the Gulf of Mexico. Florida room. You also have metal roof, stone construction, cypress wood shingles. Beautiful property at 5930 River Road, Newport Richey. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com. All right, so we're talking with SolarBear.com CEO and founder Blake Ambrester here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So a lot of questions. A question that I get a lot is how do you harness that energy? Are you able to store the energy? And if so, is it battery backups? Is that what some people are doing?
It is. And, over the years, the technology wasn't quite there. The cost was extremely high, so it was very much a luxury item.
Right.
But over the last, I would say, 60 months, the cost has come down, I would say, probably 60-70%. And there's a lot more players in the game. You've got Tesla, you've got Franklin, you've got Enphase. Enphase is an incredible company. That's the inverter manufacturer that we install. Now they have a compatible battery. And the way that backup storage works is a couple different ways. Like a generator, when your grid goes out, there's an automatic transfer switch because the battery is storing that energy that just flips on. You don't even see your lights flicker, and you don't lose power.
Wow.
You also have areas in the state of Florida where there's a co-op for the utility company. They do not do net metering. So when we sell a customer in that territory, there's a mode on any one of the batteries, any one of the brands called consumption mode. So basically you're using solar energy to power your home during the day, and then at night, instead of pulling from the grid and losing some of the credits you produced, now we're pulling directly from the battery. You have partial backup, whole home backup, and then you have off-grid. Florida being a regulated state, if you have utilities to your home, it's not legal for you to go off-grid. Right? But if you're, like you said, in that property out in Brooksville, maybe there's some land that you bought, you can legally build off-grid off-grid backup, off-grid solar, self-producing, self-generating, self-storage. And it's great because we package it with the solar, and then you get the tax credit on the full amount, the solar and the backup battery.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think Enphase is one of the apps that we had access to. I've stopped monitoring, though, but don't they have their app where you can see it on your phone?
Correct. You can see how much you're producing. You can see how much the home is consuming. We hook up what they call CTs inside of the main service panel right on your main power coming in, and we can tell how much power your home is using in real time 24 hours a day.
Right.
And it allows us to service the customer better, right? If an inverter goes down, through that app, I know exactly which panel is missing down to the serial number. I go there, swap it, and it's done. We're there for 10 minutes. Yeah. Makes it really easy.
That's really cool. Now, with solar too, if you have a system that you've had for maybe 5 or 6 years, how often do you recommend doing a wash or a clean on them?
Yeah, great question. We offer an annual cleaning when you purchase from Solar Bear for the first 5 years. It just depends on where you live, right? If you're close to an industrial area where there's a lot of dust and a lot of or maybe you're near a highway, there's a lot of brake dust that's happening that's in there. You notice that your car just gets dirty sitting there, pollen, all that stuff. The cleaner your panels are, the more efficient they are going to be. Yep. You can literally reduce their production by around 50% by allowing them to get super dirty and have that film on them. Yep. There is a little attachment you can get for your hose. You pour a solution in it. It's got nanotechnology, so you spray it up there. It self-cleans, and then once it's dried, it continues to clean and keeps dust and brake dust and dirt and grime from sticking to it. That's pretty keeping the panels clean for a lot longer.
Yeah, I think I definitely need to clean mine. Let's see. So we're talking with Blake Ambrester. Solar Bear is his company. SolarBear.com, CEO and founder. Free estimates. You offer free estimates for any of our listeners out there?
Absolutely. So you can go on our website, SolarBear.com. Just fill out the form. You'll get a phone call within 5 minutes. We do not sell your data to anybody else. You're not going to get blown up with annoying phone calls like we all do when we fill out a form online. We'll book an appointment with you. We'll come out. We'll do a presentation. We'll collect your utility bills. We'll give you a CAD-style drawing so you can see the 3D rendering of what it would look like. We can move panels around for you if it's an aesthetics play, and show you your cash flow production for the year, how much you're going to save out the gate, what your total savings is going to be, all of your warranties, all of your services, and a lot of the other products that we also offer, like spray foam insulation.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Spray foam insulation. Yeah, that we wanted to get to that topic. Take about 30 seconds. Tell me about the spray foam.
So we own Foam Bear. What we do is we can suck out all your old fiberglass, blown-in cellulose insulation, removing all the microbials, the bacteria, the rodent feces and urine, all the stuff that gets up there over the years. We suck all that out. And then we come in and we spray the spray foam from the ridge down to the soffit all the way around the house, making the attic a sealed envelope. It becomes a conditioned space. Nice. So now when you're trying to keep your home cool, that hot pocket in the back part of the house or the upstairs you can't ever get cool, now the entire house is like a Yeti cooler. Yeah. It's incredible.
That's cool. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, folks, check them out online, SolarBear.com, SolarBear.com. Blake Ambrester, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome.
My pleasure, man. All right, hey, another great show. We had Ray Hall Appraisals. He's our valuation expert, and, of course, Blake as well. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thank you for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our 40-plus show partners, 80 categories of consumer advocate content and advice right here. And you can find all of our experts at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.